Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm recording this at about 12:30 in the morning, just after getting home from seeing one of my favorite groups, Watchhouse, formerly known as Mandolin Orange. They've now been under the guise of Watchhouse for about the last 5 years or so. They released a bunch of albums under Mandolin Orange and then released their first album, self-titled as Watchhouse, again about 5 years ago. They are currently touring under this album, which just came out last year, Rituals, which, if you remember my album ranking list from the end of 2025, this album came in at number one. I think it's their best effort thus far. It's a fantastic record, great production. It flows beautifully, and I'm just an absolute mega fan of this this piece of work right here. So my wife and I were fortunate to go out. Again, this is Friday night, technically the night of the concert. Again, filming this early Saturday morning. We had the chance to drive into Richmond and see Watchhouse at the National. Now, the National is a venue that I've never been to. I've been to a lot of different venues, but Richmond is a place that for some reason I was just not seeing a lot of shows in more than the same couple of places. I've seen venues in amphitheaters. I just recently was there a couple weeks ago with my mom. Saw Herb Alpert at the Dominion Energy Center. The National is right around the corner from that, right in downtown Richmond. Standing room space on the bottom, and then a balcony up top. My wife and I were in the balcony. Now, I should say, and I should give kind of an asterisk here, I was given these tickets by the Watchhouse camp, and I can't thank them enough. It was just kind of a fluke thing, and I'm just so grateful for them. They've been very kind to me. I was able to go see the one half of Watchhouse a few months ago here in town, and they were gracious enough to send me to that show as well. Andrew Marlin, who plays the mandolin, co-leader of the band with his wife Emily, does some solo shows from time to time. So he did a solo show not too long ago with Josh Oliver, who is the guitarist in Watchhouse. So I got to see Andrew and Josh tonight, as well as Emily and the rest of the band, and again, a wonderful time. This was my third time seeing Watchhouse. I've only seen them as they've been known as Watchhouse. First time I saw them was 2021, 2022 in Galax at the Blue Ridge Music Center, and then I saw them as a duo, which if you watch my videos, you see I have a poster that's often behind me. That is from that show, the Watchhouse duo show, signed by Andrew and Emily on that. So that's a framed prized possession of mine. Again, wonderful time. If you don't know Watchhouse, if you don't know their work, they have this very soft, mellow sound. You don't go to the show, wanting to hear hoedowns and bluegrass numbers. They do hail from North Carolina, the Chapel Hill area, but even though their influences are worn on their sleeves from the country bluegrass genre, they are definitely their own sound. They're very soft songs. They are very much songs that you need to listen to and let your kind of mind engage with that and the art that they're presenting out on the stage. They did do a few songs from this record. They did the song Beyond Meaning. They did the title track. The song In the Sun, which is just a beautiful song. Fantastic songs on here. Again, my favorite are Sway with Endless Highway. Check that song out if you don't hear anything else. The song Shape is beautiful. They did that one. Again, just a wonderful record. Very well produced, but not in a way that the production takes over from the music. My wife had never seen them before. She came along as my plus one. Again, thanks to the Watchhouse camp. I can't thank you enough for this opportunity. It was so great. So we get to the venue. Lightning is flashing in the sky. There were bolts of lightning. and kind of a hazardous line to wait in outside, just because we're wanting to get inside. But we went to the will call at the box office, got our very cool shiny red wristbands, and then went inside, went through a different entrance than the main entrance, which was cool. That's a first for me. Went up these, seemed like back stairs, but they ended up leading us to the balcony, and we were told where to sit by security, who were very friendly at the venue. And we ended up finding kind of on the loge on the sides, we were able to find the small little bench seat behind two other people, and it was kind of tucked away in a shadow. So I don't know that people actually saw that it was there. There were people sitting on the front of the balcony at tables. They were getting the MVP VIP experience. But we found this little booth tucked away, and so we sat there, and it was wonderful to see the show from that angle. And we went in thinking, we've got these complimentary tickets that we're going to be standing up, and I think they would have been fine with us, really being on the floor as well. In fact, security told us that we could do that, but it was great to actually have a seat and to still be that close to the stage. Again, fantastic, beautiful show. They did songs that people that are fans of the band would know, like the song The Wolves, which is a big crowd sing-along. That's from their last album called Tides of a Teardrop. That's their last album as Mandolin Orange, which is when I first got into them on that album. They did the song Golden Embers, which is a fantastic tune. Emily and her beautiful vocals on the song Hey Stranger is fantastic. Again, they did several songs from the newest record, Rituals. They did songs like Wondrous Love from the Watchhouse record, Nightbird, which is kind of got this like dreamy production to it. And I should say, if you're really interested in hearing them with a different sound, like if you listen to this album and you're not a massive fan or it doesn't click with you, if you prefer some more dreamlike kind of production, check out their self-titled album Watchhouse. You might like that a little bit more. It was great. There was a point where after Andrew and Emily were on the stage, it was just the two of them for a few songs doing acoustic around one mic, just the two of them, very similar to the duo show here. The rest of the guys in the band came out. They all huddled around the one mic. Again, they had a drummer, bassist. They had Josh on the guitar, and then Andrew and Emily. They did several songs together in that configuration, again, including the song The Wolves from Tides of a Teardrop. But just a fantastic song, fantastic evening, great band. Again, they're not a band that you put on to, necessarily live in the room, although they have some songs that would. They're definitely a band that you put on, for me, I was telling my wife on the way home, in the morning when I'm listening to music, I listen to a lot of kind of mellow instrumental jazz, like Bill Evans or things like that. Watchhouse is kind of the band that I put on between that and then listening to rock and roll or more upbeat bluegrass or whatever it might be. So Watchhouse is kind of that band that is the merger between my morning into my afternoon. If that makes sense. They're also great to listen to in the morning, late at night, just while you're sipping some coffee or tea. Just a wonderful, wonderful music listening experience. I do recommend, if you can find it, there is a great live album that they did for Austin City Limits, which I listened to today, and I've got the vinyl of. I'm not sure if the vinyl's still available, but I know it's there's a CD of it as well. Check that out. Check out their album Tides of a Teardrop. Blind Faller is a great record. You really can't go wrong. All their stuff is very consistent and very pleasing to the ears. So I could talk a little bit more about it, but I do not want to keep you all, but I appreciate you all watching. Again, thank you to the Watchhouse team for making this happen. My wife and I had a great time. Got really lucky and found a really good seat overlooking the stage, and we're able to have kind of a seat to ourselves and not be on the floor, but very, very much appreciated. I'm so humbled by that, and I thank you all so much for giving us that opportunity. So that does it for me. Let me know if you were at the show. Let me know if you know the records. Again, I know I've talked about this record quite a few times since it came out, but I'm curious to know if any of you have been listening to it. Again, if you were at the show, if you've seen them on this tour or at all, please let me know in the comments, and I would love to chat with you in the comments. So that does it for me, everybody. In the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.